Huh? Why layoffs and cancellations have sparked industry-wide worry among animators? With it, animation's art. Recently, Warner Bros. Discovery laid off 125 workers as they restructured content series workers on shows like Craig the Creek. With it, they had their episode orders cut in half and many lost their jobs outright. This is just in the string of layoffs and cancellations in the animation industry that leave workers wondering about the future in the industry. Although Matt Burnett, the co-creator of Craig Creek, said that Jessica's Little Big World will be laid off. As I noticed that both Craig and Creek and its spin-off, Jessica's Big Little World, had their episode orders cut in half today. I just want to thank the crews of both shows for their incredible contributions and amazing talent. They encourage you to hire as they roll off. There's no need to panic. Cartooning is gone. The animation in the entire world is dead, within Cartoon Network itself. But the workers in animation are concerned by the industry moves that Warner Bros. Has caused us, for them to underline the general lack of respect of workers for Warner Bros. And growing concerns that mainstream the fate of all services when it comes to a sustainable business model for the industry. But only Netflix cancelled 11 out of its animated shows. For Warner Bros. Discovery, they cancelled only 37 animated shows. But they outright removed the stream platform of HBO Max. To make this worse, all that children's entertainment is gone. I don't know what happened. They've been riding up a wave of the last sort of this boom-busting cycle within the market that they've been entering. We have been doing this since Fox Kids, and everyone's practically prone to these. And what is going on? It's kind of shocked. What's going on at WB Discovery? It's a bigger mess that's stuck down. Oh no. There's so many booms and curses. Both Jacob and Jake are veterans in the anime industry, and both Powerkers and Funkies have represented their Indian American heritage. Oh no. Oh no. There's too many Netflix cancellations. The creature's only good at them, and unfortunately, he never gets the press they rightly deserve. How Saranji said, what a lot of people don't understand, we have a career in animation is to gig. We work your butt off to get onto this awesome project. The project lasts around 2 years, and then you have to hustle through the bottom to get land on the next gig. So we have to do is cancel your shows that have been greenlit. You can't show with financial plans so people have to maintain a livelihood. It makes harder people to break the industry into the harder for them to stay in the industry. Government said no contract or service protections in place. People can have months of contracted work pulled from them. It's suddenly violently that 1% isn't created by the people working on these shows, but they're the ones who have catched the brunt of it. Part of the issue is so much lower that there's only 20 to 30%. It took a 22-minute script to do this for their live-action shows, and getting that when it doesn't help because it shows before viewers. Getting data on the show before you downright stupid. The streamers to keep the numbers private and talking more in generality. You may say you're doing good and mean, not as good as Bob is, you're good, and then you go home and sit and think whatever you can explain for 3 months. He said the streamers all have the data to keep private. They're just in their whims, they'll share with you. What the heck is this? I think now the way the things are not going is not. It's the shed. It's definitely changing quite a bit for people, especially for writers, where all the freelance room has also become a huge barrier for BIPOC writers, and female writers have been excluded. Now I think there's more diversity at the next level, but we must climb to the very difficult, especially with behind as a freelancer in a couple episodes, opposed to staff writers. But for the full season, when people are looking to hire the head writer for the showrunner, they look at who is the staff experience that continued. The only people on the staff is pigs. These days, often people you see around at least 10 days, because that's when staff existed. What's changed in the average difficulty scenario since all the restructurings in these young workers that can be brought as freelance on a project that would never be aired. This makes it harder for marginalized writers to build their resumes. When the HBO thing and Netflix, there's a lot of shows that before the air stream have been cut it short. This get on screen credit. That's how you can put on IMDb. And workers impacted the layoffs. The materials yet unearned show before you let go. The company has some annoying ideas for the industry. I was on for 2 years. I left out the show of a cushy gig and I wouldn't have to be made a decision if I had known. The worker told IGN that frustrated lack of paid animation workers by the studio, especially considering how much animation kept studios afloat during the pandemic, and never disrespect is insane to me, they said. Throughout the pandemic, animation was the thing that kept us all working the shutdown. It can still be made afloat, frankly disgusting. The workers isn't so much restructuring to Cartoon Network Studios who leads closure, but instead of non-workers in animation, there's a thing that's just nowhere interested in new original animation in the places the once havens for creators. They've all recently made terrible decisions to leave everything behind, unsure of their futures lie ahead. People feel the creator-driven spirit of Cartoon Network is going to be eliminated. All the IPs like Power Rangers and Vader at some point will be battered. Although Nickelodeon has a knack of rebooting TMNT, and that's fine. Everyone's okay with that, and ever made nothing diverse or interesting and very to have a kind of really pushing and chapter which feels like it's kind of being stamped out. The worker points out the restrictions at Dogby Discovery. They starred Black Countess in Infinity that both Craig and Jessica had. Infinity Train was cut short and there's too many boobs and casters from Indian mythology. They've canceled the background movie and everything else. It's so hard to accept the justifications of a social contract, not the personality. Well, sure, shows get cancelled and go under executives, change programs. You usually had the proof of the work you did of our legacies that wiped for existing potentially. Try. This is the same for numbers and spreadsheets beyond disheartening. But, and if the production's safe, if we greenlight it, we run an industry so unsteady, needs to express in leadership. If we were loyal to the impossible studio itself to earn more errors in production, which leads to ballooning projects now as burnouts. And if you care about the bottom line, if you support your artists and production teams now, you save the money in the long run. Oh my god! What have you done to yourself, Cartoon Network? I've read all the lies and everything you've been drunk into the dark side. What kind of drunken bastard would do this thing to you? What kind of megalomaniac had controlled your mind to prove that you were obsessed with using the Force from Star Wars as the excuse to brainwash your idea of using Kal style as the excuse to destroy everything they hate? What kind of man would do such a thing to our beloved Cartoon Network? What kind of monstrosity they created? This is ridiculous of you. You have gone too far, Cartoon Network. This has gone too much of how the dictatorship of what you saw, about what you learned your lesson, Cartoon Network. Why have you been drunk into the dark side like Darth Vader? This is not what I expected it to be. This is how you went mad. All I can see is that all you did throughout the past few years, first of all, when HBO Max came out, along with Scoob, it was like bombed by critics, and lots of people realized that when you released Wonder Woman 84 and Godzilla vs. Kong and Conjuring 3 and A New Legacy and Secrets of Dumbledore and Dune and Elvis and the Batman, they had such divisive criticism. But all I really cared for is that after you released Black Adam, it just bombed at the box office and you probably never learned your lesson. I know what lesson you've learned it from. The actual lesson is Why would the Force consume your entire Imperial army of Warner Bros. IPs? This is so drunken of you. I blame you for this. This has got to be the worst thing I've ever imagined since the history of mankind. Oh man. What a nightmare we would be living in. This has to stop right now. This all has to stop. I can't handle this anymore.